Good morning, everybody. Who knew that a file name actually was taken into consideration when you're thinking about maximizing and optimizing your SEO? I didn't know that. The learning day for me. Why don't we all learn together and see why this happens to be going in the right direction?
Get it on!
What's shaking, everybody? Tis I, SG80, coming to you from glorious Shatville, as always. And in today's video, I did want to talk about terralunaclassic, lunc, as I like to call it, and why it might be doing what it's doing as far as the price goes. As we can see, I do tend to follow the daily, and I have had these lines marked out for a while. These blue levels are lines of support and resistance. This was support that has now turned into resistance, but anyhow, and some trend lines, the long-term trend lines up and down. So why do we see over the last week-ish that it seems to be kind of pumping up? And I have a couple of theories. And those theories are that perhaps the outside investment community is starting to see that maybe we are taking a look at lunaclassic as a business. And as a business, sometimes you need to learn and figure out ways to save some money. And how might we be doing that? By striking down this proposal. We don't need to be spending money on stuff that all nodes, which is in this proposal, which Happy has decided to put out there, that they get paid a little something. But why would we pay for something that we don't have to? The Happy proposal up here is at a fraction of the cost of this. And anyhow, at the same time, I think that the sentiment in the outside community, in the outside world, the investment community looking in, might be saying, look, they're trying to get their house in order, which is what we need to do. Get their house in order and start figuring out ways to A, save money, and B, be self-reliant and self-sustaining. So I think that's maybe why we have seen this bit of a push up in the right direction as far as price goes. Not bad. We do need to crack this 66 level. I will be doing another deeper dive into the few cryptos that I've got my eyes on, lunc obviously being one of them, in a future video, maybe by the end of the weekend. So stay tuned for that. I have about I think I do have 2 currently. I'd like to make a series of it, just to keep an eye on things and watch how price has been moving throughout the year. So do be sure to subscribe to my channel. Moving on, the next thing is this. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying. And Stratco Man, did he ever do a wonderful write-up on Twitter, now X, regarding the issue as to why we would stop paying one infrastructure provider and just going with what is provided by all nodes for free. Yes, Happy has put out the proposal to pay all nodes, but they've been doing it for free for a while. And if we were paying, his thought was if we were paying one, then we would pay both. I do like the fact that, and I really hope that this does not pass. So I really hope that we don't end up shooting ourselves in the foot and then having to pay both, because that would be a pretty big issue. So fingers crossed that this doesn't, yeah, like I said, this doesn't bite us in the behind. So anyhow, this write-up, do check out my Twitter. I do have it posted on there by Stratco as to why we should be focusing on the all nodes infrastructure. And he essentially says it's because we're growing everything that I just said, so in a much more educated and professional way, in my opinion. So do check that out. But what I think might be pushing it potentially could be this. Tom Emmer just goes to town on Gary Gensler, which was just lovely, and then kind of ends things with a bit of a nod to the DeFi community. So I'm going to let this run. I'm sure you've seen it, but Man, I just love what I've watched this 4 or 5 times at least, and one more now. So let's take a peek.
You believe the vast majority of digital assets meet the investment contract test and are therefore securities operating illegally outside of the U.S. regulatory umbrella?
As I've said, many of these assets are basically the public is anticipating
Sir, is
profits
that a yes?
based on the efforts of others.
Is the answer then yes?
Again, without prejudging anyone, I do think that the significant
Reclaiming my
majority
time.
are
I'll take it as a
investment
yes. And to be
contracts.
clear, sir, this perspective has nothing to do with a concern you noted in a speech last year where you said, quote, "Over the past year, several bank executives have shared their concerns with me about the sheer number of depositors who have moved money from their bank accounts
Disgusting.
into crypto-related exchanges and wallets," end quote. Right?
The concern that those bank executives raised was that there's
Again, I'm reclaiming my time,
customers were
sir.
getting
No,
hurt.
Weasel.
I've asked you to answer the questions as short as I can so I can use the time I have, and it's clear that you would like to avoid answering the questions, in my opinion. An Obama-appointed judge in the Southern District of New York, a bank-friendly jurisdiction where you bring most of your cases, recently found that decentralized financial technology, quote, "not only removes the so-called middlemen from these transactions, but it also allows users to interact through a variety of methods in an easy and efficient manner," end quote. The court also said underwriters, like the ones at banks where you work, sir, are, quote, precisely the types of individual roles that decentralized exchanges were designed to eliminate, end quote. Mr. Gensler, can you assure this committee that your style of regulation by harassment towards digital asset innovation is to the benefit of every American and not driven by your desires to protect industry incumbents?
This is a field that's rife with fraud and manipulation, and I'm looking out for the American investors who've been hurt by the crypto.
Yeah. I'll reclaim my time. Mr. Gensler, despite your years of rhetoric, like today, I'm convinced you are not an impartial regulator. Instead, it's clear
100%.
that you are working to consolidate your own power, even though it means crushing opportunities for everyday Americans and, frankly, the financial future of this country. Even the federal courts are highlighting the damage you, sir, are doing to our constituents, and they're telling you that you don't have the legal authority to accomplish your goal of squashing competition in the financial markets. Congress has been telling you that too. Now, Mr. Gensler, I believe our great financial system is the definition of freedom in this country, and congressional policies must provide room for the traditional financial system to evolve alongside the disruptive digital asset ecosystem. That said, it cannot be understated that a common theme throughout your career, sir, is your relentless loyalty to the largest financial institutions at the clear expense of innovation, competition, and everyday Americans. I yield back.
I suspect.
Boom. And then he said a couple of little weaselly words. Who cares? But that is just amazing. Just amazing to have somebody come up and just throw it in his face. There was actually another congressman that likened NFTs to trading Pokemon cards or something like that. Anyhow, it's just been great to see some of these congressmen drill Gary Gensler, and it's wonderful. And I wonder if that has anything to do with the current uptick, not only for Lunc, but kind of across the board here. Check the crypto bubbles. We see a sea of green. So it could be that, you know, the US government is looking to force some less restrictive restrictions. So we'll see. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the proposals that are up currently. Let me know what you think of the state of Lunc and where things are going. Is it going in the right direction? Possibly. Time will tell. I think we just need to take these steps one at a time and not rush anything. That's a big thing. We need to make sure that we're picking the right people to do the jobs that are needed and hold them to what they say they're going to do. We haven't done that for at least 6 months. So let's start fresh. Let's keep things going, but in a more methodical manner. Oh my God, let me know what you think. If you like this sort of content, please do hit that subscribe button and that like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm trying to grow this channel as best I can, so keep me in the loop of what you want to see. And like I said, stay tuned for my updated crypto update. Oh my God, man. It is way too early. As you can see right here, it is just before 7 a.m. in the morning, and I've been up for a little bit already. So I do apologize. But that being said, 'tis I, SG80, coming to you from glorious Shadville. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, a lot of love. I'm out. Peace.